hello, Merry Christmas. So Freeman and I are headed out to the Crimis. That's Steve and Chris Crimi, the authors and owners of Logo Sophia Books. Speaking of books, Catabatic Wind by Steve and Crimi, and that's where we're going. So it's really exciting. I'm excited to be going and meeting the authors of this book and some other people. So I'm excited, and I thought I'd like to share this moment with all of you. And this is what I'm wearing, which I don't know. I think I'm going to change because it's not very comfortable, and it's Christmas, and I think it's important that we're comfortable on Christmas. So here goes. There we go. And that's me. So, just saying hello. I hope you enjoyed the Kate Bush. December will be magic again, because indeed it will. So, I wish you all a beautiful holiday season.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, everybody!
Merry Christmas!
Woo. So this is my present from Mr. Freeman Fly, my very good friend and almost neighbor. And it's got dinosaurs, and I find it very exciting. But my inner child wants to rip it open.
Oh yeah, you gotta rip it. Gotta rip it. And I guess we'll probably need a knife or something to open it. I didn't think of that.
I don't know if I'm that skilled. Oh, that was a good ripping job, actually.
Yeah.
It felt good. Y'all had a Merry Christmas. It sure is nice to have friends again after 6 years in Hollywood. I have no friends.
I have to import my friends.
Yes, you do. I've been imported.
Who's gonna move here?
There's enough people here to support a community, so. Oh, how nice. Oh my gosh, I know what this is. Oh my goodness. So Freeman has this amazing gourd light at his house, and this looks frighteningly similar.
Doesn't it?
Oh my goodness.
From Lithuania. Handcrafted.
Oh, wow. I love lights. I just love lights so much. It's because I have 1 million in the house. This is gorgeous, and it feels like money, Freeman. It feels like money. And so we're gonna plug it in a minute and show you. Mwah. Thank you. Merry Christmas, Freeman.
You're very welcome.
Awesome. Sweet. You light up my life.
You give me hope to carry on. You light up my days and fill my nights with song.
And so Narina donated that for the gift shop. I was like, do you mind if I keep that, Narina? I would really like to keep that. So she said I could.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
So that was the first one. And then, let me see, the second one I found in a thrift shop, the third one.
The one hanging over your husband.
Yeah, so to the right of that, there's a match that a friend of mine gave me
Oh my goodness.
from her house in where? Savannah.
Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah, Georgia, where she grew up.
Yeah, I was waiting for
So that one came as a
delivery, and I
gift.
want to start
And then this
drone
one
delivery.
over here is actually when my mother was retiring, I had it made for her.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So that was, you know, just kind of clunking around for a long time. And so that's it. That's where they came from.
I'm so glad I asked about the hanging lights.
Yeah, that's where they came from.
He's still grabbing mice.
Wise old man.
He's still catching mice. He just can't kill them anymore because he doesn't have his back teeth. So he kills them, he grabs them, and he drops them.
Give me a little bite.
Yeah, he's king of the little bites.
There's always such a burst of energy when people first arrive, and then all this wonderful stuff comes flying out of their mouths.
And they developed it there. And if you look at all the people who've been like put up to be this network, she's a colonel, right? An army colonel.
Oh, thank you.
She's been an
Yeah, I studied
So
7 years being a teacher in New York. She was a war bride. And the sweetest,
You studied flower arrangements?
I did. Japanese arrangements with this woman who was a war bride. Her name was Tomiko Bayless. And I'm sure she's gone by now, but she was a dear. So yeah, studied for 7 years with her.
Let's get a good shot of this.
Well, the nice thing about when we were doing Airbnb, I would make flower arrangements for downstairs, so it kind of forced me to do it. But I don't usually do it just for myself. But it's nice to have company.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, so this is the back porch. They have a name for it, which I've forgotten at the moment. Crimi, did all this painting. And it looks like the frickin' Sistine Chapel in here. It's really beautiful. I mean, this is testament to a life well lived. So many beautiful things in their home. And this is their just kind of screened in porch. It's after 5 p.m. here in the Carolinas. Everyone's inside. We just finished dinner. This is one of my favorite pieces of art. Holding Medusa's head and his lover's hand, and that would be Perseus, of course, over the well. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so I'm going to share this beautiful moment with you after dinner, and everyone is inside where it's warm, having the most amazing conversations. And there's Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie. Sneaking a little bit of duck. So the food was amazingly delicious. Everybody brought something. Love that. And we had so much food. Let's see, we had duck, and duck was the most impressive for me personally. Love the Brussels sprouts, the potatoes, the Greek bread. It really was quite a spread out here for the holidays. And meeting Alexandra Bruce is wow. I mean, I told her, I didn't even tell her my name. I was just like, I'm a fan, no big deal, I'm just a fan, when everyone was introducing themselves. And then later I told her, I said, I love you on The Dark Journalist, because I was, during the X series, when the X series started, which Alexandra's a part of, I was there every week, and everybody got to know me there in that chat. So it was great meeting her. And this is Mr. Fly, pretty fly for a white guy. Are you having fun today, Freeman?
Wearing my coat. Yeah, this is great. Like finally having that familial feeling. It's been a while since I've had kind of a down-home Christmas, so yeah, this is awesome.
You want to show off your bling?
My NFT bling. Hey, go crypto jeweler. Whew. And the hooligans. But yeah, ain't nobody knows nothing about that.
Not yet. You're always ahead of the curve.
Yeah, I can't help it.
Say
in my
Happy
blood.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, y'all. You got you some good books there, mister. That'll keep you up at night. Yeah. And they're so beautifully done.
It speaks, the fire of God, right, with the odds. But then the left is the door.
The door.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much smart flying around in here tonight. I love it.
And the others also have.
Yeah.
I'll get your picture
Did you
together.
ever get into
Would you like me to do that?
the
Okay,
guy did
great.
the flame letters with the Hebrew stuff?
I wanted to.
Stand something in there. Stand.
I'm loud.
I have the keys of Enoch.
Can we get together for a few pictures, y'all? This is getting ready for the picture. Okay.
And he said the books you gave Gary, those are amazing. Those are going to be hours of reading. Are you doing a
Do you want to? I could
Everybody say,
They don't fall on the kids.
lean way in there, mister.
everybody say fuzzy pickle.
Fun little video. Woohoo! Fun little video. There's Gary who doesn't want to be in it.
You're all the same place at the same time, so this is the moment.
Hi. Okay.
Find your way
Are we
home.
done?
All right, Bonnie.
Yeah.
I spent like an hour trying to find that video.
It's called Who is Freeman Fly?
Yeah, then that's exactly what I searched for.
Yeah.
All right, it's good. So it's
But yeah, it's on Rokfin now.
okay. Good to know.
But yeah, I mean, it was a good interview, except for she kept wanting to interject all her thoughts.
Right.
But she put me in her film, and we won the film festival.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, that's
Incredible, this.
I had a migraine.
Oh yeah. I'm glad you like
that?
it.
I had a migraine that night. I had to stand on stage and take the award and stuff in California. And I'm just like, vomit. Yeah, that's what I remember that night.
You know, I think I've only had one in my life.
I grew up with migraine.
Did you? I grew up with headaches, but not migraines.
Yeah. I think it's because I shoved
So
the
you're
bobby
from
pin
Los
through my
Angeles,
hair,
you grew up in Los
so I
Angeles?
don't
I'm originally from Ohio, thank God.
LA is horrific.
Yeah.
It took me a while
Yeah, it's hell on
to
earth.
figure that out.
It really is.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Like not a lot of people seem to get it. It's like, this place is dead.
Thank you. Even the nature spots
Yeah.
are horrible. They're not nature. It's all plastic and fake. Yeah, I'm with you. Alexandra, I'm with you. It sucks.
It's like, can't you feel it?
No idea how we found it.
I did. And I saw dead people everywhere. Literally. Yeah. So when I lived in Kentucky, that's an old kind of place, and I saw some ghosts and whatever, but not like LA. They're just everywhere.
I just
And
sit on the grass and
it's a very special place on Earth. I don't think there's many like it, I guess.
That's me. I'm like, guys.
But I found out that I don't like celebrities.
Don't like what?
Celebrities. I don't like celebrities. They scare me now. Since I've been there, I was following on the trail of like a researcher, Russell Brand, and then I figured him out. You know how you do when you meet people, you can figure them out pretty easily. And he's a very, very, very dark being. Very, very, very dark. Yeah, over the top dark for sure. Yeah.
They say from Kali, the age of darkness, last.
Kali Yuga.
How?
Kali Yuga.
Kali Yuga, yeah. Thank you, mate. I thought I was in pretty safe territory, but someone here's going to know the correct word. That kind of stuff in here, Jesus. I bet you can recite the Cafe Gratitude menu by memory.
No, I'm actually spiritual.
Take two, I'm special.
It's making fun of me. Oh, I was Canadian.
Very special, 50 fucking quid, you butt!
And now for something completely different.
Babushka, 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 yeah, yeah. Babushka, 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 yeah,
It's from the 70s.
Yeah, Babushka. A lot of her early hits. Those are her early hits. Then she went into the Kate Bush went into the 80s with the Dreaming.
But so these were all.
So that's when I kind of lost touch with her because I only knew her from
maybe.
the early 80s from stuff from the late 70s.
And she was on MTV. With Sat in Your Lap was her big video there on MTV.
That was after I was already gone.
She was on Saturday Night Live back in 1978.
Ladies and gentlemen, my guest tonight has come all the way from
Her catalog to pick from. So I started at the beginning with The Kick Inside.
Right.
And
No,
Wuthering
but
Heights.
it was like it was happening. It was actually
right
happening.
in your life. But it happened to me, Kate. It happened to me too.
No, but she was like it was.
She was popular.
It was happening.
Yeah.
Like she was. It was her then. It wasn't like an archived thing. It was happening.
That would have blew my mind.
Yeah.
But I think she's the best artist we have.
She's great. She's brilliant.
I love that you know her.
Yeah.
It tickles me. I already asked him if he ever met her because he lived in England. Yes, I asked all my British friends. Do you know Kate Bush? Is she doing okay?
I guess one would. He might have. Tony has met a lot of people.
Yeah, you never know.
A lot of people.
I haven't met anybody who's met her yet.
Yeah.
She's a shut-in like the rest of us.
Oh, beautiful. Nice.
Little Kate Bush chat.
And now for something completely different.
Orphan due to Hitler, or her mom died of a disease, and then her dad was chased to the hills because he was an ardent anti-Nazi, and so he's off hiding, like, you know, in the woods, and mom's like just living in the streets or whatever, and so she ends up with the Catholics, but then the Nazis show up at the Catholic school, and they go down in the subterranean chambers there between the nuns and the priests, and they bring up sex toys and dead babies and stuff.
What a combo.
So then mom gets rescued from the Catholics by the Nazis. And then, so she's now in the Nazi youth and, you know, being raised somewhere, by someone. I don't even know at this point, right?
Is your mom still alive?
No. I moved to South Carolina to help her go. So that's how.
So, but she was an older mom. How old was she when she was born?
Trying to think how old she was when she had.
Because we're like basically the same age, and my mother was 20 when I was born.
Right. No, I'm the youngest, and this is already a second family for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they were old. I'm trying to think what your mom was born, 40s? Maybe? 42 or mother?
No, our mother was born in 42. She was 21 when I was born, so in 64.
I don't know. It was World War II.
Like, could our mother have been a Nazi youth? No, in 42?
No, it would have been 30s, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
I mean, no, she was born in 42. So.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what year she was
In
born.
Brazil.
I was just guessing.
In Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to do the math.
No, our mother was not German.
Yeah.
Mother was half
Well, that was-
Brazilian and half
Yeah,
Italian.
so she was born probably in the late 20s, early
Yeah,
30s.
yeah.
Maybe
Oh, yeah, I wonder
31.
why would she?
No. We were just talking about years because you were saying, how could someone your age have a mother who was a Hitler Youth?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, my parents were old. Her story goes that she was then shipped off away from the war. So, like, she told me about seeing her first American was a black man in a tank in her front yard, and she was happy to see him because he brought chocolate. You know?
Of course.
But she got shipped off to be raised by a witch in France.
See, who chose that?
Right?
I mean, I wish I'd gotten so many questions answered. But she had the spell that this lady would do, and she showed it to me one time, and she even enacted it, and she said that terrified her, she wouldn't do it. But it was like this spell that you would do over a course of different moons, and you would go out and hobble and cross yourself and say these things. And so...
What was the purport of the spell?
To remove warts. Like, people would come for 100
They have that
miles.
here in the mountains too.
Yeah, people would come for hundreds of miles to see this woman and have her cure warts on their cattle or things like that. Yeah. So, like, you know, these are just tales Mom would tell, you know?
Wow, things used to be like that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, you can cure the warts. We're going to come to you.
Yeah, and the spell was really, like, sort of juvenile, too, like the words. I don't remember it. I carried it around for a while. She gave me a copy of it in English, which, you know, translated, it's always a little weird, you know. But
What language would it have been written?
French, I would think. Yeah. See, Mom was always, like, sly. She never said what she was. She'd always say, I'm European. And you wouldn't really know because she's an Angeloni, so she's Italian. But she was born in Switzerland, I think. I think she has like a Swiss. But then she, you know, was in Germany for World War II and then sent to France. And, you know, I think she tried to cover up her German because her family's German, you know?
Well, no, but that was the thing in America. My grandmother was a quarter German, and it was like the biggest shame of her life.
The German.
It was like, they call, you know, it was actually German Swiss. Part of it was actually half German Swiss and half German.
What, Candace?
But they would just call it Swiss to not be German.
Exactly.
Like everything to not be
Swiss
German.
Italian.
Exactly.
Italian.
Yeah, I always remember it was Swiss, wasn't it?
Yeah, because it was actually, it was half that. It was half Swiss and half German.
Swiss is the worst of all of them.
Right. Right, no, but actually our Swiss great whatever ancestor came over to fight in the Civil War.
But she wasn't all bad. Her other half was Irish.
Right, that's right. We're talking about Nana Colley. Yeah, Nana.
This is our great-grandmother. Great-grandmother.
McHugh. Yeah, Grandma McHugh. But yeah, so they were McHugh, right, not Mac. Like in Scotland it's Mac and in Ireland it's Mick.
Right.
It is Mac. It's just a.
Yeah, it's contraction.
You know how they used to be George or William was WM. William was WM.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Mick is. It should be Mac.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It means son. It's like Ben and like so many different languages have that same thing.
Billionaire.
A billionaire.
And I know this story's incredible, but it's true. I have pictures, okay? Because my dad gets involved here. And I have pictures of this really high strangeness. But so, Mom, okay, so the story, I guess, is they met in the market or something, and he was just enamored by her and took her, and now Mom's in Rolls Royces and furs and all of that. And this guy, yeah, this is Bavaria, right? This is Kaiserslautern. And so my half-sister, she complained about being dropped off at school by the butler in the Rolls, you know, and embarrassed her. Right? So my half-sister, who ended up being poor in America, living in a trailer park, used to complain about being a billionaire. Right?
Wow.
just can't make anyone happy, right?
No.
But she went through a cursed list of horrible husbands. But anyway, that's her on her side. Francois Gouin, that's my sister, right? But so anyway, so mom's married to this billionaire. Dad comes in, and I don't know why this happened. Now, when I went to interview my dad, he died. Like the day I'm supposed to interview him, he did not wake up that day. And I know this all sounds ridiculously like a lie, but it's all true. So I never got, I never got the story out of either one of them because I was taking care of my mom while she died, but then she didn't know who I was. So by the end of it, she was just, I was a hospice worker, and she was trying to figure out why I was stealing her china. She was a much better patient. Anyway, so my dad, I have pictures of this. My dad gets raised as worshipful master mason in this Kaiserslautern lodge. My granddad's there too, who was also a 32 or 33, I don't know. Granddad's creepy too. Like if there was an orphan train thing going on, my granddad was involved in that.
Really?
I swear to you, because he was a train conductor around that time, a little after that whole orphan thing. I started thinking about Granddad because he's like the creepy one. In the story.
Don got made into a 33rd degree. Our Uncle Don, but he was already very in his late 70s at that point because he's a Bruce, right? He was in Scotland at Scone.
Okay, so that's the whole Templar Freemason.
It was the commemoration of the Battle of Bannockburn.
Right. And
he was there with the Lord Elgin, the chief of the Bruce clan, and he was there, and they said, come here. So this was like 2014, I think, right? 13, 14. You know what was happening, and they did it. They hoodwinked him. They did the whole thing. He's like 70 plus years, old, and he was turned into a 33rd degree Mason from 3rd degree to 33rd.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Once you're a master, you're a master. Those other degrees, they really don't count.
And so that's what he said. I remember years before he said, I'm a master mason, and somebody would call him once a month. Yeah. He would have to be debriefed every month.
Right.
And that's all, he said, that's it. That's all. That's
33rd is conferred. It can only be honorary. You can't earn a 33rd.
Right. And so they did it. They did it to him.
Yeah. Well, so I got 2 stories on it. I had heard that my dad took my mom from. No, I was told that my mom was given to my dad from this man, and everything was great. And I also was told that they slipped away and escaped together. But either way, mom left the billionaire and went with dad, and they moved back to America and started working for Walt Disney.
Walt Disney.
They bought all the property, or they helped buy the property where Walt Disney Worldwide.
Seriously, which is why you've got the interest in Disney.
I grew up.
It's so weird because I've had the weird experience of meeting all these people's children. Like I met Tim Disney, the grandson. He went to school at Harvard with my ex-husband. And I met Henry Kissinger's son, who looks like a clone of Henry Kissinger, but he's blonde. It's a blonde version of the same. Everything else is the same. Short, tiny, stocky. Everything is the same, but it's just blonde. A blonde that,
kind of tight hair.
Yeah, right.
Very curly and interesting.
It's like, oh, hi. I was 20 years old when I was very young when I got married. And so I was just meeting all these people from Harvard. I was at Brown and all that. And it was just, that's how I was raised, was to pals around with these people, That's how I was raised. So,
Yeah, I was the only planned kid.
Oh.
My sister snuck out as a vasectomy baby. They didn't want her to grow up alone like Francois, so they had me on purpose.
Oh, that's thoughtful.
Yeah.
Vasectomy baby.
We never even got along.
Really?
It was a wasted effort. I went my way, and she went hers.
No, it was, luckily Tony and I always got along.
Yeah.
Because they were crazy, we were, they're crazy.
Right.
Oh, you think they're crazy?
Our parents were nuts.
Most people's families are crazy. Trust me.
Bonnie, who you met earlier today, her grandmother was given hysterectomy after she had her first child, because she was a Greek, just because she was a Greek and part of the eugenics program.
Eugenics, exactly.
In California.
What?
So she had the one child, Bonnie's mother, and then she had a forced hysterectomy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So that was California in the.
California was a Nazi hotbed.
Yeah.
Still is.
It still is. No,
Yeah.
like I would, as an East Coast person, I was like, when I would go there, it was like, fucking Nazi. What's the Nazis? I hate this place.
Commie
I could
for
feel
you.
it. I could feel that it was that it was actually Nazi. That it was, and now it's become like it's inverted. Now it's like if you're white, it's because it was always like all the cops were blonde in California. Now it's like if you're blonde, you should be eradicated from the planet.
Blonde hair people are weird.
I was blonde until I was like
8. He had white hair.
I was kind of blonde too.
White.
I definitely
Like
got
the blondest kid.
My brother was flaxen.
Yeah.
But those blonde hair, blue eyes, they freak me out.
That's him.
blue-eyed devils. Blue-eyed devils.
I had red hair, and so in New York they kept on calling me, Carrot Top and the whole thing. Crimson Crusader and Crimson Clover was a popular song at the time. And they called Crimson and Clover and all that crap. So I think I willed my
I
hair
don't
to turn.
remember as a kid that there was any stigma against red-headed children.
No.
I do. I was born in '74. I heard it all the time.
Well,
I'm gonna beat you like a redheaded
Then it came
stepchild.
later. It came later because you're 10 years younger than we are, and no, that was not a thing in the 70s.
Yeah.
But it always was
Carrot
in
Top
England.
could still have a career.
It always was in England.
Yeah, I think so.
No,
It's
because
strong.
we have red hair on all sides of our family, on our
Egyptians.
Brazilian side and American.
My cousins in Belfast are bright red hair.
Yeah.
I mean, red hair and just fair skin and freckles.
Yeah.
They can drink like.
Oh.
And that's a thing too. I think that it's part of the same mutation, actually, because you know that people with red hair need like twice the amount of anesthetics to go down.
Is that so?
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's true.
Yeah.
Like the dentist office, they got to give me 3 needles before they can start working on it.
Yeah.
Huh? I never heard that before.
Yes, it's because it is weirdly the mutation for red hair is on the same thing that's on the nervous system.
Huh.
And so that's why it is like red hair have a little bit of a different temperament.
I've only I've had 3 knee operations, but I don't.
I need at
recall.
least twice as much as what
But they also tell you not to take any vitamin C
I
or
went under for those,
supplements
but I-
before you go to the dentist if you're going to have an inoculous fit.
Adoration of the fire
I
goddess.
Pele.
Because it's made of the things that are
Oh,
in the
Ugly.
sure, right.
No,
Ugly.
but you know who?
How do we spell that?
Until
AGMI,
Obama.
that's the.
Obama said it during a speech
said
for
it.
his, his
Thank you.
Obamacare.
Ignition.
He was saying, because redheads need more anesthetics.
Sweet.
Oh, really? He
Yeah.
said that?
Yes.
It's
I was
true.
like, what? And that's when I learned about it. Like,
I never
Obama
heard
said it. Like, huh? And it's like, oh, then that makes all the sense in the world. Why? That Irish and Scots can drink more than anyone.
Yeah.
And they can.
Don't fall.
I know.
The first night we were in Belfast, and I think I told this earlier, but
Yeah.
my cousin said, "Well, if you like, we're going to a fundraiser for the Boy Scouts, and if you like, you could come. And it's a wine tasting party. Of course it is.
Excellent. Boy Scouts.
That's
If you can't finish
hilarious.
the samples, don't throw them away. We'll drink them. Give them to us, and we'll drink them." All right then. So they did.
And we still rarely drink.
It's hilarious.
But no,
It makes sense with the history of the Boy
Thanksgiving at
Scouts.
the Bruce Thanksgivings are just like, you can't even imagine, like, the amount of
It's
whiskey.
astonishing.
Oh,
It's
Our
just
last day there.
just huge. Those big gallon
The
bottles.
Oh,
Stein.
yeah.
and everyone's fine.
On
And then
tap.
when the weird person that married into the family is acting weird because they can't hold their liquor,
Right.
we're like,
know, our last day in Belfast, they had this wonderful family dinner, and the Jamesons was flowing like the River Nile, and they were fine. They were a little rosy in the cheeks and a little bit tipsy, but a twinkle in it. But they were fine.
The TV show
I've
The
heard about it.
Americans.
I've seen.
They live as Americans, and then
Oh, that was, yeah, I heard of it, but we didn't watch it.
Because I don't have a TV and I just
I got one
refuse
more in the
to.
corner there, and
It was
one I
supposed
got
to
one
be
in there,
good.
it's slowly roasting. Were you chili?
No, I'm just wondering.
What's roasting?
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. So I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.